Hi, Brendan. Thank you for including your work. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so we've got vans. One thing I did notice is that you're not defining your target audience. So if you jump over back to the project poster begin page, we come down here in the rough sketches, last sentence of the second paragraph. Place each rough sketch on a separate page and number them and include a title and a brief description of the idea. You've got your brief description, but we need just go ahead and title, and that way it's easier to identify. And it's always a great idea to number your work when you're giving different iterations for consideration, because that way it's easier to isolate. So it's a lot easier for me to say. But in this situation, you've only got 3 examples, but a lot of times in graphic design, you'll have dozens of examples. So without numbering them, there's no way for your creative director, your art director, to come back and say, number 3 has got the most potential. I'd like you to do this, this, and this. So always get in the habit of numbering your examples. And then, okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. So vans, it seems like a pretty basic ad, and it's interesting. But the thing is I just don't see this as being very challenging in terms of learning the tools and practicing with some of the tools that we're going to be learning during the first couple of weeks here. So I think this one is good, but I just don't think it's going to provide that kind of challenge that would be best for this assignment. I think this is great. This would be very challenging. Love the type on a curve like that, and that's very interesting. You indicated this looks like a sans serif typeface, but you would want to indicate that. But what I'm seeing here is a sans serif. Okay, so I think this one's got a lot of potential. This one's got a lot of potential here. This is definitely a serif typeface, as you have indicated in your sketch. Good job there. And I think the concept here is also very, very interesting. So that said, I would go ahead and say that you go ahead and make your own decision here. So in other words, choose what you feel based on my comments and the comments of your peers. Go ahead and choose the example that you feel has the most potential, or the one you're most passionate about, and let's go ahead and render that one out and start working on that. The only one I wouldn't recommend advancing with is the vans. I just don't see that as being real challenging. So let's go ahead and concentrate on number 2 or number 3, and work that. Now listen, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. It's really super important. I've got an open door, man. I mean, listen, if you have any questions at all, anytime through the class, let me know, and I'm on it immediately. So keep that in mind. All right, Brandon, great job. Thank you so much for sharing your work.